Hello and welcome to the Ryersonian podcast for the week of October 28th. I'm Alexandra Sanders.
And I'm Erin Sally. We're bringing you Ryerson's freshest news and the top stories of the week from across Canadian university campuses.
In this week's episode, Toronto police released new details about the unsolved hit-and-run death of Ryerson grad Christopher Skinner.
Furry stress relievers comfort students, and soon, Ryerson will have security at the touch of a button.
And later, we have Ryersonian reporter Nadine to talk mental health and give us the inside scoop on the committee meeting last week at Town Hall.
Christopher Skinner was killed in a hit-and-run on campus back in 2009. He was an openly gay graphic communications student who was known for hosting Glamour Bingo, which is a drag queen-themed event. Many suspect his death was a hate-related crime. Toronto police say they are making significant progress in their ongoing investigation. They have now identified the make, model, color, and year of the SUV, but aren't releasing specifics. They are confident the vehicle is still out there and that they will be able to track it down.
As part of Ryerson's Mental Wellbeing Week, 7 therapy dogs were brought to campus, allowing students to pet a furry friend. It's an initiative that's meant to help take students' minds off their books and alleviate stress. And that it certainly did, as students were lining up in the hallways and stairways of Victoria Building. These certified therapy dogs undergo specific training to get along with others and keep a calm temperament, which naturally rubs off. Dogs are known to lower blood pressure, offer mental health benefits, reduce tension, and trigger relaxation. Due to the great success, Ryerson may welcome the pooches back in early November.
Soon, Ryerson students will be able to reach security from anywhere on campus with the touch of their smartphones. The Security and Emergency Services team hopes to launch a new mobile safety app by the end of this semester. The app will allow students to contact security directly and see a map of the Walk Safe program boundaries on campus. The launch is part of Ryerson's effort to give students more access to security information and to make connecting with security services more convenient. It will be a custom app for Ryerson's community and will focus on Ryerson's services.
Last week, a Ryerson journalism graduate was honored with the prestigious Hilary Weston's Writers' Trust Prize at the Art Gallery of Ontario. Graham Smith's book, The Dogs Are Eating Them Now, Our War in Afghanistan, wins the prize for the best nonfiction book published in Canada this year. The book tells Smith's experiences in Afghanistan as a Globe and Mail foreign correspondent between 2005 and 2011. He has won previous awards, including an Emmy for a 2009 video series he produced about Taliban fighters. Smith now works for a non-government organization called the International Crisis Group, which aims to prevent and resolve deadly conflicts.
Attention, all former, present, and future interns. The ball is finally rolling to get unpaid internships regulated by the federal government. This means the gaps in legislation for unpaid workers could soon be filled. Davenport MP Andrew Cash wants part-time, contract employees and interns to be protected under labor laws.
The federal government has a number of roles that they could play in addressing this issue. I guess the first one is that they need to direct Statistics Canada to begin keeping monthly statistics on the number of unpaid internships and the number of positions where students are engaging in work-integrated learning programs at the post-secondary level.
He is being backed by Toronto-based labor lawyer Andrew Lang-Gill, who spoke with the Ryersonian's Peter Lazinski. He thinks the government has to step up to the plate to defend young workers in the labor market.
If somebody has graduated from university or college, there's really no reason why these large corporations shouldn't be able to pay them. These are very large companies, and they have the ability to pay. So they should be paying an hourly minimum wage, and all young employees who are not students should be receiving a minimum wage and any overtime hours that they work.
Lang-Gill says the federal government needs to start cracking down on unpaid internships with federally regulated industries, such as telecommunications and airlines. Right now, there is no system keeping track of how many unpaid interns there are in Canada. The main concern here is that some of these internships could be misclassified and illegal. Cash thinks that internships should not be used as a means of free labor. Coming from a former intern, this development is definitely something to follow.
Class schedules are now on Google Calendar. Thanks to Ryerson's computing and communication services, students are now able to see their timetables and course details through Google Calendar. Although Google Calendar has been available to all students and faculty since the switch to Gmail last year, everyone's information has now been transferred from RAMS. The calendar now conveniently displays information of the lectures, labs, and tutorials. Some of these details include the room number, course code, and instructor. Most conveniently, though, students can sync their calendar with their phone numbers and receive text message reminders about their upcoming classes or appointments.
Whether we like it or not, ladies, Movember is just days away, but Ryerson is already raking in the dough from fundraising. The Movember Foundation donated a whopping $3 million grant that will help fund research in hopes to reduce the stigma of mental illness in the Asian community. The grant is one of the largest Ryerson has ever received for a research initiative. During Movember, coordinators hope to engage boys and men to become mental health ambassadors. For those who don't know, the month of November is dedicated to raising awareness to combat prostate cancer and mental health challenges, all this through the power of the mustache. So while we adjust to all the mo's, know that those hairy upper lips are supporting a great cause.
And now, to wrap up Mental Health Week, we have one of our very own Ryersonian reporters, Nadine here. Karani attended the Mental Health Advisory Committee meeting at Town Hall on Thursday, where Valerie Pringle, an RTA graduate and event facilitator, spoke. Pringle has been affected by mental health issues as her children suffered from panic attacks and depression. It is one of her main goals to raise awareness and fight stigma associated with mental health issues. Karani is here today to tell us a bit more about the meeting and their campus strategies. Hi Nadine, thanks for joining us today. Of course, Mental Health Week is a big deal and Ryerson is taking big steps to raise awareness. What can you tell us about the town hall meeting you attended and what was it for?
Yeah, so last week me and reporter Jean Codin, we attended the town hall meeting at the engineering building. Good turnout. There was around 20 to 30 people at the event. Some people who have been suffering from mental illness while they've been at Ryerson actually attended the event. Basically, what the event was for, the town hall, was to tell the students, get everybody informed about the step that the school is taking to improve, promotion and just knowledge around mental health and illnesses around it on campus.
So what would some of these steps be?
Well, one of the big things that you were talking about was definitely promotion. A lot of people just don't know that mental health is actually a big problem and is starting to be a bigger problem on university campuses. So that was one area that they talked about. Another one was making a database or a website that students can refer to so it's easily accessible for them. And a website would be great. People could just go on if they have any questions or concerns. They'd be able to get what they needed from there instead of searching around. Right now, services aren't as clear to them as something that came out of the town hall meeting. Some people spoke up about their troubles and, looking for help for many weeks and not really getting any solutions.
I know Valerie Pringles is trying to fight the stigma associated with mental health issues. What was she talking about?
Her daughter, as well as her son, as she explained to the crowd, have both been suffering from mental illness. So it's definitely something that she's had to deal with. She's worked with CAMH. She's trying to be the face of, mental illness. She wants to promote it. She wants to show people that it is something that needs to be talked about. And they had said that they're going to now launch the reference database for the student body at Ryerson. There's also going to be a new promotion of services at the Access Center. So those are the things that you're going to see in the coming months that the Health and Wellness Department is going to do to help students suffering from mental illness on campus. And hopefully, students can get the help that they need.
Thank you so much, Nadine, for coming and talking to us today.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
And of course, we will keep you updated with any new information that we get on the topic.
Back on campus, the library is struggling to keep up with the demand for laptop loans. Many Ryerson students take advantage of the school's mobile learning tools. A recent survey shows that 87% of Ryerson students need laptops for their academic studies. Ryerson's Mobile Learning Initiatives program allows students to borrow laptops and iPads for 4 hours at a time. But the demand is so high that the library runs out of their 120 laptops quite quickly. According to a report released in April, Ryerson's 2013 to 2014 budget requires a 1% reduction in base operating grants. Consequently, this makes it harder for the library staff to maintain the program or prioritize student access to laptops and iPads in the future.
And now for a quick sports recap. Ryerson Rams hockey team faced the Guelph Griffins on Thursday. After an early lead, the Griffins were up 1. But the Rams came back and dominated the rest of the game, finishing with a 6-1 win. This was one of the largest attended games since the grand opening of the MAC last year, and for good reason. Go Rams, go! And that's it for this week's Ryersonian Wrap-Up. I'm Alexandra Sanders.
And I'm Erin Sally. Tune in next Monday for more top stories from Ryerson and other Canadian University campus updates. Have a great week!